Welcome back, episode 3 of the Power Trip podcast. Let's just get straight into it, man. Straight into it. What you guys think about that James Harden trade?
A little surprising. I mean, not really, but like still a little surprising,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. I thought he was gonna have to figure out the season and stay with the Sixers, but I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Tough, what you thought, man? What do you think about the trade?
Like with James Harden's past, I don't know why people even doubted the fact that he wasn't gonna go there.
You said that he was gonna go to the Clippers regardless. But did you? I didn't think it would be this early into the season. To be honest, I mean that part surprised me.
Bro,
That
he didn't come to the training camp. They didn't let him onto the damn plane. Like what? Why the hell would he stay?
mm,
he do got a point.
hold on, I'm trying to find the full what's it called on it, the full package. But we're gonna hit it. We're gonna before we why don't you guys introduce yourselves? My name. I go by 4 Point Play. Or
I'm
nothing. Go, man.
And that boy,
Go. Why? Go, bro. Go, bro. Why, bro? Tef, man, you go. Introduce yourself.
man, I'm Nathan, aka Tef.
Mm-hmm. Emotional today. I don't even know why. Okay. This is from the ESPN article. The 76ers sent Harden, PJ Tucker, Philip Pertsevic to the Clippers for Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nick Batum, KJ Martin, a 2028 unprotected first round pick, two second round picks, a 2029 pick swap, an additional first round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I thought Norman Powell was gonna go there.
Yeah, I
really
thought
thought they was gonna get rid of
that
him.
that part surprised me, but we're gonna get into winners and losers of this trade, man. Starting off, who we can go through the list of people and stuff he had, or you can just go off the top of who you thought won and lost the trade. Let's just go. Let's just go off the list. So the Clippers. Do you think the Clippers won or lost this trade?
Lost.
Honestly, I don't know how. I don't know how they won. It's not it's not gonna be a loss just because of James Harden, but it's like I don't know. It's gonna be Harden, uh, Westbrook, PG, and then Kawhi. That's small ball. First of all, I feel like that's small. You're gonna have Kawhi running the four, and I mean that's just another person who's injury prone at the end of the day. So I don't know how that added to anything. But at the same time, now maybe Harden can go back to his scoring self because they have Westbrook.
I don't like. I think the Clippers lost this trade. They weren't in. They didn't need him. They already had like the hole in the roster was the point guard for since 2019-2020 season, but they fixed it apparently with Westbrook. But adding Westbrook and Harden, like Westbrook, what if Westbrook gets mad because he doesn't get the looks because he used to get even for the Clippers, which were already reduced looks, and then that that off ball movement with Harden and Westbrook is they're not really going. They're both known for being players that don't really move that much off the ball. So if you know what what does I don't think they really fix any of their issues with this trade because the biggest issue is their health and like you can't trade for Kawhi to be healthier. You can't trade for Paul George to be healthier. So I don't like this trade by the Clippers. I mean, they even lost some guys I thought were really good for them. Batum, Marcus Morris kind of had a. I mean, I don't even know if I didn't really like the fit with him later, like last year and this year, but Rocco too. I mean, now he's going back to Philly, but I really like, you know, he was a steal for them in that Norman Powell trade. But that's one thing. The Sixers, we're gonna talk about the Sixers. If they're winner or losers. I don't think either team won the trade, but what you think, Mom? Who won? Do you think the Clippers were winners or losers in this trade?
I think the Clippers were losers in this trade. Personally, I just feel like they traded away a lot of like really key players to them going far in the playoffs. Like it's just there's no other way to put it really for me. I mean Morris and Covington and all them. Like it's just like all those players play a key role on. They play a key role in the team, the defensive end. I would say. Like I feel like now they've lost a little bit of depth as a team, whereas the six, you know, now they're a little deeper than and they got a lot of pretty like they were already not that bad without Harden. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a Harden fan, but I'm just keep it real. Like they have a lot more scores based that just got picked up because of the loss of Harden. A lot of people with experience, and that's something that I just realized the Clippers have lost. A lot of players with experience, but the players that they have traded away, yeah, they're in the later halves of their career. When it comes playoff time, I don't think they're necessarily more performers. So it's just like, And Harden is a great player. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I don't feel like he's necessarily needed for this team. They already can handle the rock well and do exactly what he's doing, and they have two superstars already. Not sure a third one is what they need.
Yeah, I mean, first you call Harden a superstar. I kind of disagree with that. I don't think he's a superstar. But the thing with this trade too is they lost picks. They already lost a bunch of picks from the Paul George and trade. So now losing even more picks just makes their future like if they don't win the championship in the next 2-3 years, like they're pretty much done for a decade because they have if they want to what's it called? And this summer, if things look really bad this summer, Paul George, Kawhi, and Harden can all be free agents. So they could all just leave to different teams and it'll just be Westbrook and no picks and like some solid role players. But this isn't like some 2017 Westbrook where he could help you guys make the playoffs. Like it's not gonna look good. I don't like this trade by the Clippers at all.
Facts. Honestly, go ahead, Mohammed. Go ahead. Well, from what I think about this trade is, I don't really think they lost. Yeah, the picks were a loss for them, I guess. But it's like now they have somebody to actually run with the second unit. If you have Kawhi, Russell Westbrook, and PG all starting, and you have somebody like Harden to start with that second group with Norman. And I mean, honestly, like, the 76ers didn't get shit either. Like, they're the same team with more role players. After they lost Ben, it's the same players. So honestly, I think definitely the Clippers won. But that's just because now they have somebody to run with that second group. Yeah, they lost a little bit of depth, but I mean, Marquise ain't doing nothing anyways. Like, what was he really doing?
Yeah, what was he doing? I'm not gonna lie, you tripping.
What, bro? Name me something that nigga was doing.
These niggas they're not supposed to stick out. They're just playing their role.
Exactly, but what is he doing on the court that was helping?
Whole bunch of cardio, you saying, huh? He just doing cardio?
Yeah, he was running up and down the court. He's getting cardio. Batum is in there just to, get a little shots up. But if you have Harden to, take that ball now, it doesn't matter. AJ Martin, all right. I'm just saying, definitely the 76ers lost, in my opinion. Yeah, they got rid of like a toxic little situation that they had, but who are all those players compared to Harden?
So if we're talking about the Sixers losing, I wasn't going to say the Clippers won. I think both teams lost this trade because if anything, I think both teams lost. But if I had to say between the two teams who won the trade, I would say it was the Sixers because they got a bunch of picks. They got some guys that even if like there's some solid role players that if they wanted they could trade at the trade deadline, maybe get something. If they want, just let them walk. Then they get a bunch of money next offseason where they could go try to sign a guy that's, available for them, like that could really try to help them win. I mean, I even seen some people say that they should try to trade for, we talked about this last episode about Zach LaVine. Maybe they would even try to get, Zach. But, I mean, Tyrese Maxey, he's been doing really good. He got Eastern Conference Player of the Week. But that's like, Maxey, I think, if he can really take that next step, they're not even going to be like, oh, we need to get someone to replace him right now if we want to keep winning, to keep Embiid happy. So we're going to be like, we already got Maxey. Like, we're fine. We just want to get some things to be focused on those two.
You think Embiid will stay there if this nigga loses again? Like, if he loses again, I really don't see Embiid staying another year. And I don't think they helped him by getting rid of Harden. They should have tried to help with that situation with Harden, if anything, but it didn't work out. And then also, this offseason, who did they get? They not helping him. They don't give a damn, bro. They They did not get anything for him. Like you said, Zach LaVine. I'm sure if Zach LaVine was given the right deal, he would have left too. But look at that. He's not. Nobody went there. And so I'm saying, bro, if they not helping him out again this year by getting rid of Harden, I don't see him staying either. So honestly, you said the Clippers, they're gonna lose PG, they're gonna lose Kawhi, and they're gonna lose Harden. That's if they leave. But Joel Embiid is not gonna be happy if he loses again and has to carry that team with against teams that have Jokic and Murray, against teams that have what's his name, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, and Kristaps and Drew Holiday. Like those are the teams he's playing, bro. With Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is good, but he's not. He's not Jason Tatum level. He's not Jalen Brown level. He's not.
I think with the trade for the Sixers, it's like if they want to go eat this year, bounce back, they can do that. I think with this trade, versus if they just had Harden, another second round, like a second round exit to the Celtics or the Bucks, and then they just lose him in the free agency, or if they want to, if this trade happens and then Embiid's like, all right, I'm about to trade me to the Knicks, they're they're in a good position, like at a crossroads between they can go to a good rebuilding team in a year, or they could bounce back to be maybe not at that same level, but a pretty really like a solid team in the East, like top 3, top 4 seed in the East. But what do you guys think? Do you think the Sixers, Mom? What do you think? Sixers won or lost this trade?
I still think the Sixers won. I mean, I gave my reasoning. I feel like they picked up a lot of depth. Like, you lose one player and you're getting a lot of, like, a couple pretty, like...
Okay. What do they need help with? What do the 76ers need to win?
Shit, they need some... they don't need Harden to win.
But what do they need then? Because they need another player.
If they didn't get no other player they could get at this. Maybe PG, but PG, I don't even think PG could help these things win, bro.
Exactly. So why would Embiid stay? What did the Clippers need? They needed, bro. I think one of the biggest things for the Clippers last year was like even against that Suns team that they played during the playoffs, they had little leads, but then they would have to take those star players out, and they can't. That lead that they had is just getting cut because they have nobody else out there. They had this, what's his name, Norman Powell out there trying to score 40 points. He out there playing, trying to get superstar calls because that's who they had. Who else did they have?
But you're acting like their bench is garbage. They have arguably the best bench in the league. The Clippers.
Okay, exactly. And then they just added Harden. So now what?
But it's not like they just added him in. Like they lost some of that depth too. Like
who though?
They lost Robert Covington, a great 3-and-D player. Marcus Morris, he's a tough type guy. He's going to try to fight for them rebounds. And then they lost Batum, 3-point shooter. Fourth quarter. Batum. Hey, there's a reason he's in the fourth quarter, though.
Bro, get all those things off the team, bro. Get them out. Pack them up. Let them go, bro. They not doing shit. So it's over, bro.
But I'm saying the reason that they lost is because just long term, bro. They don't have any picks.
They got my boy Trey Mann still. So I mean he's still gonna play.
Trey Mann.
Amazing.
Trey Mann
Terrence.
Those niggas.
What's it called? What do you mean? Trey Mann compared to who?
I'm not taking those. I'm not taking Trey Mann over any of those guys.
They got Bones still. They still got Bones Highland.
That's fact.
That nigga Terrence. But
yeah, I was saying Trey Mann is on the Thunder. I was kind of confused, but I got what you mean.
I'm saying, but he hasn't be a great player.
I mean, he's a great shooter. And he playing defense.
He's a good role player. I'll say that he's a good role player.
Yeah, he's a great role player.
He's a good role player.
What about other players?
Like who?
They don't play defense. They don't shoot good.
What did they do though? They're not players worth keeping, obviously.
So what did Terrence?
What is he doing out there, bro? He's out there.
What is Team Man doing for you?
Huh?
Bro, what is Team Man doing for you to say he's better than them?
He shoots better than all of them that left.
Is that
Number
fact?
one. He's still younger than all of them.
That's cool.
He's younger than all of them, so he's gonna develop through that system no matter what.
I mean, he's 27. You're acting like he's 23.
How How old is he?
27.
Okay, and Marquise Morris is 34 and out there getting nothing.
Bro, okay. I see what you're saying. The only player I'm really gonna maybe argue with about it is Robert Covington.
Man, like,
Okay, yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't see that one. I thought they would definitely get rid of Norman, but
Yeah, I thought they were gonna get rid of
mean,
Powell. If they got rid of
you know,
Powell, I would have like it wouldn't have been close for me. I would have thought the Sixers were the bigger winners if they also got those picks too, like the same amount of picks. But
okay, but they needed somebody to score for that secondary group though. At the end of the day,
yeah,
Norman is still he was sixth man of the year. I'm pretty sure
Candidate.
a candidate
Yeah.
at some point. So I mean, rather keep him than Robert Covington, who's gonna he played pretty solid. Like you say, he was a 3-and-D player, but
and they need
those
Lou.
you need somebody to fill in with the scoring.
you said what, Mohammed?
They need Lou Will. That's who they need.
He retired. He retired. What's it called?
And he's out there watching his little girls' volleyball games.
They
All
need
right.
Dad.
But I mean, another win. Do you think? I think Tyrese Maxey. Do you think he's a winner or loser in this trade? Because I think he's a winner.
I mean,
Is he the biggest winner?
no, he is a winner. Yeah, he's definitely a winner in this.
But do you think he's the biggest winner out of everything?
I think so. I mean, he's getting more of a chance to shine, get more touches, get more. Well, he already got pretty much maxed out playtime. He's just getting a bigger role on this team. I think.
Mm.
He's a starter now, so yeah.
He's already a starter.
No, he had to come off the bench a lot last year because of Harden.
Yeah, but sometimes he would just play the two. Harden would just play the one. Westbrook. Do you think Westbrook's a winner or a loser?
He might be a loser.
I think he's a loser as well.
Especially if all these guys leave after this year, he's cooked.
Westbrook was signed to a 1-year, $8 million deal.
Oh really? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Nah, but so you think he's a winner or a loser?
I mean, I think. Oh no, he's a loser in this. Maybe. I would say if they decide to give James Harden more playtime than him, it's going to take away obviously from Westbrook. But if not, and they give Harden less playtime, then there's not really much to lose there. I guess it all depends on how it plays out. Really
depends on their offensive. Depends on their scheme, who they're gonna have out there and when and doing what. I think. They got a pretty good coach. He knows what he's doing. And we're gonna see. But I'm saying I don't think Westbrook lost.
Yeah, I don't think he really lost either.
I think Westbrook lost in this trade. He's a loser in this trade because, like, his opportunity was already limited, like I said earlier, but now it's even lower. Like, and Harden and him did good in like Houston. They did, they were solid in OKC, but it's not like they're the same players now. And that defense, like perimeter defense of Westbrook and Harden. Oh my goodness. I want to see what happens when they play the Warriors, man. I want to say, like,
you're saying about like Westbrook's not a bad defensive player though.
He's not a good one though. He's type decent, but sometimes he can sag off his man, try to get that rebound.
I don't think so. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I personally don't feel like Westbrook gets the flowers and the respect that he deserves personally. Like, this nigga puts in a lot more effort in the game than a lot of players I think that play right now. That's just me though.
Just because you put the heart in it, we were talking about something that.
And Hustle plays a big piece in defense.
Okay, but that doesn't make you a good defender. A good defender.
By any means, but he's not bad. I don't think he's a bad defender by any means.
But he's not considered an exceptional defender either. He's just there. Average defender.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, especially with everything that went on with his last team and everything, you know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe he could be being, overlooked a little bit, but that's just me.
Do you think he's a top 15 point guard in the league?
Yes.
I'm trying to think just how. I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to say that. No, I don't think so.
What is your who?
Okay.
You can name
Curry, Dame, Trae Young, Fox, Harden, if we want to include Harden now, If Maxey would be the point guard now if we really want to. Huh?
I don't think Harden's better, but
So you think Westbrook right now is better than Harden right now?
Harden has significantly decreased by a lot.
Same thing with Westbrook.
No, but look though, this is why I hold Westbrook on a higher tier. Number one, came to the playoffs last year. He was out there performing. Honestly, he was out. Everybody was calling him Westbrook, whatever, the whole season. He was out there.
But Harden did the same thing. He put up 45 on the Celtics. He had his bad games, but he was still doing his thing, and he had higher highs last playoffs than Westbrook.
He shit the bed though. He shit the bed completely.
I feel like Westbrook had. On consistency wise, I feel like Westbrook had better consistency than Harden.
But just level of play, it's like if you averaging 14 points per game, and then you have one game where you average 20, or you would rather have someone that averages 20 points per game, and then one game they have 13, but the next game they have 40. Like that's how I just see it. Like I just think Harden, better playmaker. I mean, better shooter. I feel like, bro, he's better. I mean, better scorer. He's a better scorer still. Better fit on most teams.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. I'm not really. I personally feel, in terms of, I'm thinking also long term. I feel like Westbrook will last longer than Harden. Number one. Number two.
On the Clippers or in general in the NBA?
In general, and on the Clippers. And I feel like in terms of who has more in the tank in terms of high level of play, I'm gonna go with Westbrook. Like Harden personally, I know he's great. That was one of my favorite players for a long time, still is. But like I know he's on the decline, and he's been on the decline for quite some time now. Like, I want to say maybe 1 or 2, 3 seasons, to be honest.
Since his since his loss against the Bucks, ever since that injury. Running back and look at his face after I brought it up. I just look at it, bro. We said earlier, biggest Nets fan in the world when that, bro. Oh my gosh, the group chat was after Game 7. Man, you don't even want to know how he was feeling in that group chat. Troll it. He got too sad, bro. It was kind of just like embarrassing. Just as like a friend, like, bro, you looking crazy right now. Get yourself together. But, yeah. What were we talking about?
We're talking about longevity.
Oh, I mean Westbrook's been like his decline has been, he's been declining longer than Harden though. Because I would say Westbrook started declining after in the beginning of that season. Like he wasn't like the Wizards was like after arguably, I don't want to say the Rockets Westbrook was when he started to fall off, but Wizards Westbrook to now is the decline. And I'll say that decline is deeper.
After he left the Wizards.
No, I think once he was on the Wizards, because before he was like a 27 point per game All-Star. I think he even made All-NBA. Then the next year he averaged like 22 points per game and he got swept in the first round.
But he also took Washington to the playoffs.
It's the Wizards, number one. Number two, every team after the Wizards, he obviously played a significantly less role. Like it's just.
I'm saying that's when he started to decline. Like I'm not saying he was garbage then. I'm saying he was still a really good player, but it's just that's when it started to go down. Like it was 2020, it was 2020, and then it was like 2021 here, and then 2022, and then I would say 2023.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
I feel like the Wizards were all due to perhaps the scheme of which the team is playing, which could lead to him getting less touches, and also the people who he's playing with. Because before, when he was at his prime, it was really just him.
I mean
he
had Paul George. He had, I wouldn't say Melo. That's kind of gross, but.
So it's like.
But he had Beal though. You're acting like he didn't have Beal, and he still had some good guys. He had Rui still there. You know, there were some good players on that team.
But he was the
Buns.
You think he's still bad now? You think he's still bad now?
No, I don't think. I think on the teams that you guys are saying he fell off on, it just simply might be because the game wasn't run through him. Like I think that's really what it is.
Because he had LeBron on his team, nigga.
Exactly.
What I'm saying.
Why
I
would I
mean,
have
you could say the
James
same thing
Harden?
with Harden. Oh, he had KD and Kyrie on his team. Why did he did it? Oh, he had Embiid on his
AD,
team.
one of every game, one of them wasn't playing. So I mean,
Ooh.
But I'm saying with Embiid, when you're comparing it now, oh, he had Embiid on his team and he had Maxi. He wants
he's
to
not
get
bringing up.
Maxi open. He's trying to get, and he's still, he's still like, I think Harden, bro. Harden is a better player right now than Westbrook.
But you gotta understand who the fuck Harden was. Like you gotta like really.
Bro,
I understand, but I'm saying he's still a better player right now. Like if this at this moment right now, if I ask you, you have a brand, no, it's not gonna, but like, if you have a solid team, like with a solid all-star guy, all NBA guy, who do you want to add on to that team? Are you picking Harden or Westbrook?
I'm taking Westbrook.
Damn.
I have many reasons why I'm taking.
Okay, well,
Westbrook.
Tef, are you taking Westbrook or Harden?
Bro, only thing conflicting me is just playing, bro. Like, is he actually gonna play? I need him to play. I can't have him.
I'm thinking about a lot of different things. I'm thinking about play wise, work ethic wise, like who.
Bro, this is a 2K simulation. He just gonna hoop, bro. That's all that's all you gotta do. You don't have to worry about nothing. Just he's playing every game, 82 games. No injuries off. Like,
I guess Harden. I guess.
I'm right.
But in a real life, in Westbrook, I'm just letting you know.
So you think Harden's the better talent, but Westbrook, he just do the things that Westbrook doesn't mean that Harden doesn't do.
No, he does the things that an NBA player should do. He will go that extra mile.
And you're saying Harden doesn't.
Harden be in the club. Shit.
Bro, what's wrong with him being in the club?
Ain't nothing wrong with being in the club, but he in the club more than he in the gym. That's just what it is.
Crazy. All right, man. But I don't know, man. I did not expect that, especially out of you because you're the Harden fan. I'm surprised you even said that.
Let you know, I'm a very big Harden fan.
Yeah, I know. He like your top 5 favorite in the league right now. Going into our next segment, we're going to be talking about the top players we think are the most skilled in the league right now. So you guys wanted me to go first, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get out my list. I had 2 honorable mentions, though. Like, it was hard for me to pick, but I had 2 honorable mentions. For me, I want to say what skilled means to all of us. For me, skilled just pretty much means versatile, bro. Like, skilled, you can pass, you can shoot, rebound, finish, everything. You can do everything on the court. So, I remember we were talking about this earlier. That's the reason I don't have Kyrie on my list, because Kyrie, he can't do everything that a player could do. So, he's less skilled to me than, like, Paul George. Because this is not ranked, because Paul George is on my list. That's the first player I want to bring up, Paul George. Like, I mean, that's, you get where I'm coming from when I say skilled player. So, Paul George is one. Kawhi is another. I have KD. I have Tatum. And my 2 honorable mentions are Jokic and Luka. And my final one is LeBron. So, y'all was all acting like I was going to be a crazy list. That makes sense, and my thought process makes sense. I was gonna maybe even put
defense in your list.
I'm saying defense matters, all the other stuff matters, but
I know you ain't put goddamn Jokic in there.
he's an honorable mention.
Why is Luka there?
He's an honorable mention too, because I'm saying because it was between Luka, Jokic, and LeBron for my last place, but I'm like, okay, offensively they're crazy offensively. They could all pass and score, but the defense brought it over the edge for LeBron.
You're saying skill includes defense.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron has defense, but these don't have defense at all.
Paul George doesn't have defense?
I'm saying Luka. Luka don't got defense.
Luka and Jokic were my honorable mentions. That's what I'm saying. They were close to making, but because they didn't have the defense, they weren't in my top 5.
But why isn't Kyrie over both of them then?
Because Kyrie can't rebound like them, and Kyrie can't play make like them.
Because he's not 6'7" and above.
The fuck?
Luka doesn't rebound like that. Number one.
Luka averages like 7 rebounds per game, 8 rebounds per game. Kyrie averages like 4 at best. I don't even know what Kyrie averages.
He's 6'2".
Still, I mean, that's still good for him. That's still good for him, but he just can't do it as good as them. I'm not gonna say, because I'm gonna give you a pity point. Oh, because you're shorter than you're at the list. No, I'm saying overall versatile.
what makes
He doesn't
Luka
have it.
skill though.
Okay, can I cook real quick? So
Let me
if
hear.
you're
What's
telling
up?
is that your honorable mention would be your 6, 7, 8, I assume, correct?
I'm saying my honorable mentions were Jokic and Luka, and then my actual pick. Let me see my actual
But
picks again.
No, it's good, it's good. What I'm saying is Luca, Kyrie, Luca, Jokic, and whoever else would be your after your fifth. They would be your sixth and seventh. Correct or incorrect?
They were close. I don't know. I think maybe.
What you mean? Oh,
I think probably.
maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
And based off your definition of
Maybe
skill,
even I might
why
even
is
put Embiid instead. That's what I would maybe even put him top
yes, bro.
because
that's cool
Embiid.
too. But man, like Luca, even based off your definition of a skilled player, they don't necessarily fit your build because they are missing an aspect.
That's why they're honorable mentions because they could
That's
do
fact.
two things crazy. They're some of the best playmakers, some of the best scorers in the league, but they can't really defend at that top level. And I mean, even having that offense and being pretty type decent at defense like KD is, that's the reason he's on my list.
I don't even think KD like is that decent, but it's cool. It's KD, so I'm gonna let it slide.
Hey, what you gotta say about
it's
that?
cool. No, KD is a fucking special.
Fight, bro. Say what you gotta say.
That boy is a unit. A unit.
That is quite literally the definition of a unit. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of Luka and Jokic, I mean, based off your definition at least, it just don't add up. It's good though.
All right, you go. Give me your top 5 now. And define what skilled means to you.
For me, skilled, I think about it as rather than your physically what you are gifted with, it is how you play the game and like your ability as a person based off like I take it rather than your physical like capabilities, your height and all that, and your like wingspan, all those type of things. I think of it more of like as like how you break down the game rather than like what you were gifted with. So for my number one, I'm gonna go with Kyrie for number one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Kyrie because I just feel like the way he breaks down the game, you know, at least nowadays, I don't think there's very many people that can do it the same way he does. In terms of how he's a manipulated defender, I mean his scoring ability, defense isn't necessarily there, but like that wasn't a very high aspect for me. I would say, personally, that's just me personally. At my number 2, Paul George. I'm not saying Paul George because I'm a Paul George fan. I say it because at a guy his size, the things that he is able to do, most people his size are not supposed to be doing what he's doing. That's just what it is. So I kind of hold him on the same level as Kyrie. My number 3, I go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the reason why I put him up this high, I know a lot of people would disagree, is because I just feel like the way he's obviously to me personally, I see NBA. I mean, to all people, the NBA is the highest level of sport of basketball. Sorry. That, you know, you're saying you're playing the best of the best. The way he's able to play at his own speed and manipulate the game, I don't know if he's necessarily that big, but I know
he's like
I'm
6'6".
going off this mainly because of what do you say?
He's like 6'6".
Okay, yeah, he's normal size.
But he has a big wingspan though.
The way he's able.
My bad.
Yeah, that's cool. But because he doesn't play like he's not a fast-paced player. You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of see the same way I see my next player on my list. Whereas they're just like able to manipulate the game at their own speed, footwork is almost down to a T, able to score the ball, things like that. Shai is not a defensive player. That is fact. I know that for a fact, but like, you know, that's just how I don't think defense is a skill in its own. Like defense, I can make a list separately for defense. Like defense is an art of its own. But yeah, I just put Shai as my number 3. And my number 4, a player that I feel is similar. I should honestly switch these two around if I'm being honest. Is Luka.
Okay.
And I put Luka because bigger guard, able to, and he uses his body and things of that nature. He still also slows the game down quite a bit and is able to dissect the game literally brick by brick, I would say. You know, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Luka. but I will give him credit where it's deserved. He's definitely like a player that came out of nowhere and just like went straight to work. And then number five, I don't know how I really feel about my number five, but like I just couldn't think of anybody else I could possibly put over him. I'm gonna go with Jokic. Jokic,
Jokic.
obviously, Jokic pisses me off. Not gonna lie.
Why? Best player in the league?
He, I don't feel like he's the best player in the league personally.
Then who is?
No, hey, stick to.
Hold on. I just want to know. We can get back to this later. Who is then?
I'm biased, Bradley Beal, but it's cool. Anyways, I'm just saying personally, like I feel.
No, okay.
He got. We're not gonna do this right now. We're not gonna do this right now.
We got time at the
I'm
end.
just saying, but.
Yeah.
So the reason why I picked Jokic is because obviously he doesn't like. I could probably cook him when I want. I might be, but like the way he plays the game is it's crazy. It just don't add up. He's quite literally the definition of skill, because he don't do much. He just is really good at what he does. Like he has very solid basic fundamentals, and he uses it to his advantage against the best players in the world. That's the way I see it. Number 6 is Bradley Beal, though.
Really? Best player in the league. Bradley Beal. Real deal Beal. I mean, I was going to say before you got to Luka, I was going to say I think Shea should be, if you're going to have Shea due to his footwork and the way he can have like play at his own pace, then Luka should be there. But since you had him at 4 and you said you would swap him, I mean, I don't really have any other complaints. It makes sense. Steph, what you think, man?
Any takes?
I wouldn't have had Shea there, but solid list.
Who'd you place him with? Well, we can get into yours right now, actually. Let's hear.
Yeah.
Matter of
Let me
fact.
get to my shit. All right.
Bro, if I hear like some Eric Gordon or something, like I don't want to hear all Suns players or Nets players, man.
I'm not trolling. I'm trying to.
Okay. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right. Number 1, I got Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because.
Hold on. My bad. Say what you think skilled means.
Like you said, somebody versatile, but like also somebody that can just think on their feet. Like somebody who can do it all. Not all, as in like down to the T, but they're exceptional, like excellent at what they do and what they're best at. So number 1, I'm gonna start off with Kyrie. I feel like the skills he has are unmatched. His ball handling, everybody knows that's the best ball handler of all time. Like if you say otherwise, I don't know. But number 2, he is somebody who can 6'2", and he be playing in the post sometimes. He'll hit you with a fadeaway. That boy will hit you with a whatever it is that he needs to hit you with to do it. But that's just because, bro, his skill is unmatched. Especially at that size, I feel like there's really nobody else I feel like can do what he does. So, and his layups, oh my goodness, his finishing is crazy. So,
Niggas cock mention.
Continue. Like I'm like, bro, he's still on number 5. Like, dang. When I say Nets and Suns player, what team did he play for? The Nets, bro. I'm telling you, hey, be careful when you talk about them Nets and Suns players, bro. Continue.
Yo, pause, bro. I'm just saying, bro. He got excellent game, and I think he's very exciting. And the reason he's exciting is because, that boy can do it. But number 2, I'm gonna say Paul George, but that's just because honestly, like his player comparison, he's a taller Kyrie, in my opinion, with better defense, of course. And I mean, yeah, they just be like, there's really no counter to them. So, and another thing, there's no what I wanted to add to my list of like things that go into being skilled is like there's no counter to like you gotta hope for the best against these players. So number 3, I got KD. Yeah, I got KD at number 3. I mean, he's 7 foot. Huh? So number 3, I got KD, but that's because he's 7 foot. I feel like everybody says this too much. It's overplayed. It's not like he's actually dribbling like a guard out there, like relax. But he's made his own, like he's perfected the moves that he needs to get open.
Can
At
I
the end
can
of the
I,
day,
can I add on that?
yeah,
I just want he does dribble like a guard, by the way, which is not a bad. I just think personally, what separates KD from most players is he's perfected the art of getting to his spots. Like I don't know if you guys realize this, but when before KD even touches the ball, most of the time, he like kind of puts himself in a position where he can get to where he wants to be, as in defender wise. Like he'll put the defender in a position where he can get to where he wants to be. So that's just one thing I noticed that's I feel like that's really what like separates his game from a lot of other players. And on top of that, you put his natural God given abilities. It's an issue. I'm not glazing that nigga though.
Hey, what I said earlier, bro. That's Nets player number 2. Oh, and Suns player at the same time. All right.
anyway, yeah, I understand. Like, I don't know. People be like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people, be on him a little bit. Like, he dribbles exactly like a guard, whatever. Oh, he's not. He's not actually a guard. He's not out there dribbling, but he can do dribble moves that guards can do. But whatever. I'm just saying, his scoring is just on a different level. And like we were saying about Paul George, he's even taller than Paul George, but he's out there scoring the same way, whatever it may be. Number 4, I got Steph Curry.
Mhm.
Steph Curry, it's like there's not really much you can say about him. Like it's hard to explain why he's so skilled. Like shooting from 30, 40 feet. You know, that's unbelievable to be honest. But his dribbling, and his ability to do whatever he wants on the court is just, that skill is just different. And then at 5, I got Embiid. Embiid can give you 40, putting the ball down on the floor. He could dribble that. He could play defense. So it's just, I don't know. These players is just people that, I feel like they're unmatched.
Mhm. I think the issue with me putting. Oh, you gonna say something else?
My honorable mention is Luka.
Mm. But I think with just Embiid and Shea, issue with me kind of putting them up there is just due to how much of a reliance their game is just getting to the foul line. But at the same time, you could be like, that's how they score. Like that's how they're able to, they're able to get their defender. That foul line is their spot. That's another one of their spots they have. But I mean, I was said earlier Embiid. I was a little bit more like that with the, with Shea as well. But that's solid. I feel like my list is the best though. Just being honest. But y'all had a decent list.
And then Luka is the same way though as them. He be that fouls. That line is his.
He don't get to the foul line, but he want to get to the foul line like them. He complains to them refs every play.
Oh, but I also wanna put emphasis on this, especially in today's game. The ability to get to the foul line is an art in itself. Like it's a part of the game. Now, I don't like it personally, but like even me personally, playing a real game, I do it too. Like it's a very easy way to get points, but I just saying that's an art in itself. I don't think it necessarily makes you a skilled player or not, but like that's just me. And also, I personally disagree a little bit with you, Nate, on Embiid's ability to put the ball on the ground. I'm set. Pause. By the way, the reason why it is because in terms of your list, all of our lists, we got players that are like really moving. Like these niggas are moving. You know what I'm saying? Embiid isn't necessarily moving.
How does he score?
He got that low post work. He can hit you with a low post. And he can shoot too. That's another thing you forgot to mention. He could shoot. He could hit you from 40 from the paint.
Exactly.
And he could hit you with about 5 of them from 3.
No, I'm saying, but he's basically like this nigga and Shaq are like damn near the same shit. It's not like these niggas are moving, but like they're just big enough.
Yeah, I'm like,
who's moving more? Embiid or Jokic?
understand what I mean though by like this nigga.
He's more just about body ball, like bully ball.
more physical given ability and height and things of that nature rather than like.
Yeah.
He also has a.
If anything, like I would even putting Embiid is like kind of almost like putting like Giannis because Giannis doesn't have the three. No. Actually, let me think. No. Giannis, he has the playmaking. Like he's a way better passer than Embiid. But it's like just some other things you just can't really. What's it called?
Oh, Embiid is moving more than Jokic though. That nigga Jokic is just bully ball the whole time. He catch the ball and he just bump you one time and just throw that bitch up. That lucky ass bounce he be getting.
It's not luck. If you hit it every time, that's not luck. That just.
Yeah.
You're acting like they can do a tween behind the back and spin and up and down. I mean,
That shit. I've seen Embiid do it on.
do it too, but it's not the state. You know what I mean?
Jokic sure as hell ain't doing that. He out there.
That's it. He should like.
that ball.
That's how Jokic shoot. But still, I mean, Jokic deserves to be in that spot, man. For this is the last segment of the podcast. We got one question we want to ask the group. Who want to start it off, man?
Go ahead,
Bro, I start off everything, bro. You go.
You the one, starting a new segment, so why not just...
Bro, I start off every segment, so can we just go change the pace, bro?
Cut this shit out. Cut this part
Nah, I'm keeping this in, bro. What's up with you, bro? All right, man. Let me start off, man. Man, I'll hit you with the... right there, man. Watch out.
Rest his dumbass.
All right. I have two questions, actually, but let me just do one for now. How many players in the league right now are Hall of Fame locks?
Are you going to run down like a list for us?
Want me to find a list? Just like...
Yeah, because that's hard. But...
off the top.
I want to say...
Okay, let's give a rough estimate right now. And then I'll get a list.
I want to say 7%, maybe even less. That's who we got.
7%? Or 7 players?
7% of the league.
No.
What you mean now?
Not 7% of the league is Hall of Fame players. If 7% of the league is Hall of Fame players, that means like I don't even know. Like everybody would be a Hall of Fame player.
That doesn't even fucking make sense. 7% out of 100 players.
Yes. No, it's not 100 players. It's like 400 players.
I think there's 450.
Okay.
Whatever. Look, these are players I think for sure Hall of Fame locks.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron.
Nah.
AD?
AD.
KD. Okay.
Yeah, AD too. Giannis. Curry. Jokic. Oh yeah, Dre, Clay.
I wouldn't call them locks. Though. I wouldn't call them locks.
They're locks. Nigga, they have 4 wins. They have 4 chips.
Because I feel like when I say lock, I'm thinking like Damian Lillard is a lock to me. You know, Anthony Davis is a lock to me. Paul George is a lock to me. I'm saying as an individual, you had.
And Paul George are locks? Oh,
yes.
No.
They might not.
That's like saying like not. That's kind of crazy, but I'm saying. Kawhi Leonard.
It's a lock for sure.
Paul George is a lock, bro. Huh?
I think Kyrie's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Westbrook, Harden.
Yeah, Westbrook, Harden.
Paul George. Are we saying Paul George is a Hall of lock?
Of course.
I don't know about lock.
He is.
Bro, how is Draymond making the Hall of Fame before Paul George does?
The nigga won 4 championships.
So
franchise.
He was a franchise guy from 2013 all the way to arguably now, bro.
Okay, so why is Kenny Smith a Hall of Famer?
Who?
Why is Kenny Smith a Hall of Famer?
Kenny Smith? Kenny Smith's in the Hall of Fame. I don't think so.
Yeah, he is.
You sound like you're wrong. I don't know why. Let me look it up, bro.
Who cares about Kenny Smith?
Probably Kenny Smith.
The nigga that don't watch old basketball. That's why you don't know anything about Kenny Smith.
No, I know who Kenny Smith is.
This guy don't watch it.
But he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Think about Kenny
He's
Smith.
not in the Hall of Fame. Look. It has like with his Hall of Fame player, they're gonna have like a little yellow thing above him. He's not in the Hall of Fame, bro.
He's butt. Get him out. Get him out. Pack him up.
Talking about Kenny Smith in the Hall of Fame. I knew it, bro. What are you talking about? Sean Kemp not in the Hall of Fame, but Kenny Smith is.
Chris Paul. Chris Paul. Put that boy on there.
Stephen Curry.
I already said Steph.
Nicholas Batum. No? All right.
Honestly, I would say Luka just because of his what he did in the EuroLeague. Because European ball like plays into it's not just the NBA Hall of Fame, but
Luka's gonna be in it either way. I mean,
yeah.
regardless.
But I'm saying lock like if they retired right now, I would still say he would go in, but you know.
I know it's a little early, but I think Anthony Edwards.
No, we're saying right now, bro. It is too early. So. Oh, they're on the track to be. I could see that though.
Let's see who else. Perhaps Julius Randle. Maybe.
No. No, he's not no damn Hall of Fame. He's not no lock for shit.
Oh, you mean? Oh, you see? You didn't say lock. That's the thing.
He's not lock for shit.
Oh my goodness.
That boy is not locked.
Okay, so there's 13 then. There's 13 locks you said.
Tatum Brown.
Tatum, Brown are future, yeah, but they're not locks. You're just listing off young guys. We got to think about the old heads now.
You're just talking straight veterans.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Kyle Lowry. What about Kyle Lowry?
Nah.
Yeah. Yes. What you think about Jimmy though?
Jimmy, yes.
Jimmy's in. Jimmy, DeMar DeRozan. Who else? Shit. I was gonna say Harrison Barnes, but I might be wild.
What about JaVale McGee?
No. Oh, we had this conversation before. Let's put it on this podcast. Tef thinks. No. We're not talking right now. Tef thinks JaVale McGee is a Hall of Famer. Is a Hall of Famer, and he deserves a Hall of Fame spot. Let me just. What do y'all think in the comments, man? Yeah, I just love to know what your opinion on that is.
Snatch block niggas from regular blocks, bro.
I can't lie. He's impressive for a light skin. I cannot lie.
All right. So that's 15, right? That's 14, 15.
Let's see. There's probably more players. I just can't think off the top of my head. You guys think Udonis?
I would say he's not in the league no more, but I say Devin Booker's gonna into the Hall of Fame.
Devin Booker's not in the league anymore? You mean Dwight Howard?
No, he said what is it called? He said Udonis Haslem. I said he's not in the league no more.
No, you said I don't think he's in the league anymore. I mean, I don't think he's not in the league anymore, but Devin Booker belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I think Bam Adebayo is going to be in it. I know it's too early, but
as of right now, hell no. But I think Devin Booker's going to be in it. I think he's a lock.
I don't think he's a lock.
But I'm saying when I say lock, I mean they retire today. They're going to the Hall of Fame. They're like first ballot. Yeah. That's why I think Kyle Lowry. Like think about it. I don't think Kyle Lowry's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's not.
What about Derrick Rose?
He is.
He's a lock though.
Yeah, he's locked. I think he's locked.
He's. What's wrong with his Mike? He's not saying.
Muted. I just don't want to say it out loud. You know that still hurts me to say that, but I don't want to say it. I say D Rose because of his story and everything. He'd be in the Hall of Fame.
You guys think Drew
Holiday?
Drew Holiday?
Yes, he's making the Hall of Fame.
Drew Holiday's not, no.
He better make the Hall of Fame.
Why wouldn't he make the Hall of Fame?
He's better than Sean Payton ever was, whatever his name is.
He has a ring on top of that. So you guys don't think Jason Tatum him?
No.
Interesting. Bradley Beal?
No.
What the fuck? Anyways, I'm gonna act like I didn't just hear that. John Wall?
No. What? DeMar? What about DeMar? Is he a lock?
DeMar's locked.
I was looking at his career accolades. It was like 4-time, 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. And after all them playoff chokes, like I don't know, man.
But he's about to pass Larry. I see he's about to pass Larry in the all-time scoring list.
I've seen that too.
I mean, if you want playoff chokes, you can't put Damian Lillard in it. I'm just saying. But
Oh, what about Dame? Is he in the
Dame's had a better career than DeMar. I don't know why you're saying that.
Dame did not win a championship.
But Dame's had a better career than DeMar. Like you can call James Harden, you can call DeMar playoff chokers. You can call them both playoff chokers, but they're playoff chokers to completely different reasons.
Do you think Mike Conley would be in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not a lock.
Interesting.
Marc Gasol is, but I don't think Mike Conley is. I would say not a lock. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame, but I don't think.
That doesn't even make sense.
Gasol is making the Hall of Fame, but he's not a lock.
Interesting.
I mean, like he's not like a first ballot. When I say lock, you could just interchange it between lock and first ballot. He can make the Hall of Fame later, but like immediately, I don't know.
I think we might have got everybody.
Yeah, that was like 17 people maybe. What? Who wants to go with their next question?
Andre Iguodala, last one.
Aliens.
I think Andre.
He retired. He's getting into the.
But you don't find out until 3 years after you retire. You can what's it called, like a few years. But so we'll see.
I'm saying, when did he retire? First of all,
This season.
Last year.
He retired now. He's no longer in the league.
yeah, that's my nigga, bro. He's hard.
Pause.
Okay.
Um,
Go next. Pause. Big pause.
Tef, you go ahead. What's your question?
So my question is, what do you guys think is better in terms of quality players and quality basketball? Would you take college basketball, or are you taking the league?
I don't watch that much college, but I'm picking the NBA. Just because,
What is your reasoning?
I mean, I saw JJ Redick, he was talking about this, like, they run the same schemes that they run when I was in college, like, what's it called? He's like, they even run it same since like the 70s and 80s. And I don't watch it that much in the first place. I only watch March Madness, to be honest. But, and like when I see like a player's like, oh, not Scoot Henderson, but like Brandon Miller, oh, he's a top pick. Let me watch some of the college highlights. But just in general, I think just the NBA got it.
Interesting. Nate, what's your take on this?
I'm saying the NBA, like the quality is, I don't know about it. Like in college, they run in simple plays. I feel like in college, it's just like this is why I think what is it called? NBA is better because number one, in like the transition from the NBA to, I mean, from college to NBA, number one is everybody sharpens their craft, you know, and everybody has to pick their role, like, and not pick their role, but everybody just knows their role. Like when you get into the NBA, you have your assigned role at the end of the day. Not everybody go in and score 30 points. Not everybody can go in and shoot the ball 5+ times. That's not your job. That's not your role. But I mean, in college, it's just they run in those specific plays over and over. Not, like there's way too many misses compared to the NBA where those players have worked on those shots so many times they actually hit those tough shots. It's much more exciting to watch. And then also on the other hand, it's just like, you know, like Nate said and JJ Redick said, bro, it hasn't changed since like the 1990s. Like,
And I'll say one thing too. I didn't mention it earlier. People say, "Oh, the NBA, there's too much player movement." If you watch any college game, bro, there's like college football never gets that same. I feel like in comparison to the NBA, never gets that same amount of criticism. Like I've seen people on Twitter say, "Oh, there's too much player movement." I mean, old heads on Twitter saying, "Oh, too much player movement. That's why college is better." Bro, it's like college. The entire roster changes almost every year because people are going to the draft. They're going to new teams. They're redshirting. They're doing a bunch of stuff like graduating. Yeah, like there's just so much more movement. So like I can't. Oh, there's a player that's really good right here. Let me watch it. Like 2 years later, he's gone. He's playing overseas basketball then or something else. You know, that's why I think just with the NBA, there's just more cohesion. Like even though there's players that go around a bunch of teams. We were talking about Harden earlier. Right now, he's going on a bunch of different teams. But before, when he was on the Rockets, if you watch a Rockets game from 2016 to 2020, like you knew Harden and what type of he's an MVP caliber guy, MVP winner at 1 year. Like there was more, you kind of understood how good the team could be, what's their future looking like, this, that, and the third. Like, what's their expectations? With college, it's not like that.
Um, so me personally, I also agree that it's the NBA. But I think there are some valid reasons why one could think that college basketball is better. I want to go starting off what Nate said. He said that going into the NBA, you already know your role. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
No. I said when you get into the NBA, you know, like you're gonna get your role.
I mean, that's not what you said, but it's cool. So with that, even with that, it's cool. What I'm saying is they give you a role, and we see this a lot. A lot of players may not be able to play that role. They may not be able to adjust because there is a difference in a lot of things between college and NBA, such as if I'm not mistaken, 3-point line is significantly further back. I mean, the style of play is completely different. Teams are completely different, and things of that nature. So I feel like, that might. I know for a fact it's something that affects players in the long run. But the reason why I think also college could potentially be better is because once you get to the NBA, at least in this day and age, I feel like there's a lot of players who are just like they get to the league and they're just like, okay, I'm here. Like that's it. Like they just make it to the league. That's it. They don't try to stand out. They don't try to do anything crazy. They're not trying to compete to be at that highest level. Like there's very few, especially young players, you can say that you know off the top of your head that are competitive players. I would say, or at least in my opinion. Whereas in college, I feel like everybody is forced to, if you want to succeed in the college level, to get to the end goal, which is the NBA, you need to have a competitive edge. You need to be able to play hard, be as efficient as possible, which is, like you said, I know you said that there's a lot of misses in the league. I mean, in college, that's just because it's a bigger play pool. If you like, that's simply what it is. Not everybody in college is league ready or league material. That's just the reality of the situation. But with that being said, I don't think that takes away from the hustle and the effort that comes with playing the game, especially at the college level. Me personally, I think that the college level has a lot more to offer in terms of the quality of the game, in terms of how you play defense, how much hustle you give, like just things of that nature. Like, and a great example of that is March Madness. March Madness, like obviously you can see teams that are ranked higher get beat by teams that came out of nowhere. Simply comes down to how much effort you're willing to put. Like in the league, that shit doesn't happen. The best are the best. That's it. Like
no, I wouldn't say that, but I would say it's not at the same level as March Madness. But I get what you're trying to say.
It don't necessarily just happen in the league. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and yeah. Let me say one more thing. Another thing, in the league, the people you see making shots like consistently is the starting five and maybe like the 6, 7. I really don't think teams are not as deep as we make them.
No, I think teams are deep. I think teams in the NBA right now are really deep. If you're talking about NBA, right?
Actually, I might be tripping. I take back what I said, but that's my take.
But one thing I would say too is that the colleges right now, it's not only basic with how like they run their offense and defense, but it's also just very traditional. Where Zach Edey, he was Player of the Year last year. Now he didn't even get he withdrew his name from the draft. I mean, because he lost in the first round, but also just he doesn't really do what an NBA team wants him to do. NBA is much more different. Like you'll have someone run, the Warriors will run their offense one way, and then you'll have the Spurs run their offense a different way. Like each team has a different type of scheme that they run, and I mean that's kind of going on to my last point. But even when you look at the college, like how good the college talent is versus the NBA relative to like what talents are around them, the NBA has maybe EuroLeague, G League, and I mean that's like those are the two main competitors for men's professional basketball. The what's it called? College has a bunch of different college. What's it called? You can't just say one specific college like Big Ten or something. And then there's European. Like I mean, the number one pick this year was from Europe. I mean, he's from France. And then they have the G League Ignite now. So he was number 3. I mean, the twins are from OTE. The OTE, what's it called? There's way more places for college, for high schoolers to go play, and it's like the talent pool, like the quality of talent is worse than it has been before. And some of it might change now with the NIL deals and stuff, but it's just that you could just make more money if you just do other stuff. But Nate, you said you want to say something. What did you want to say?
All right, number one, you said people have that competitive edge when it comes to college. And then, so number one, I'd just like to say that competitive edge that you have from college needs to double when you get to that NBA because there's more people fighting for your spot. How many people make it to the NBA?
Not a lot.
There's like 450
Exactly. So
players in the league right now.
when you get that chance, you're gonna have to double that competitiveness because what?
That's
You
true.
by just doing,
That's
by
true.
just doing actually do something.
And then there's a new draft every year afterwards. You're not a young talent in when you're year 5, year 6.
These replacements like that
Yeah, that's true. But a lot of players just don't do it for some reason.
because they can't do it. It's much harder to play in the NBA than play college.
Exactly, it's harder, but like there's a starting point for where it all has to mesh together.
Do you think? Okay, let me ask you this: you think somebody can come to the NBA, not practice every single day? You know, like because you know college there's team practice and then you can do like your own individual. But these NBA players they got trainers that they pay for, like elite trainers that they pay for to help them get better at something they're already good at. How you think? Why you think you see him Durant, Kobe Bryant, all these, especially Kobe? He used to wake up like 4 a.m. I remember he was like wake up at 4 a.m.
I was watching one video. It's about it's just from this YouTube channel. I forget their name. I think it's Secret Base. It was about Kobe after they won the championship. He put up 2,000 shots a day. He put up 2,000 makes a day. Like these people are working harder. I mean, Kobe is Kobe. Like I'm not gonna say that like a 10-day contract player is putting in that same amount of work, but Kobe is just like players at that top level have to work way hard, like crazy hard.
And if Kobe's doing that, imagine what a 10-day contract player has to do. If Kobe is out there after he just won a championship, putting up 2,000 makes a night, what is a 10-day contract player gonna do? You gotta double that. You gotta do something because you need that competitive edge. You need to want it. And some people just like they get defeated because they get there and it's like, damn, there's things like Kobe Bryant doing this right after he just won.
That's another reason why I'm saying this. Not 90. I want to say a cool shit. Not even 90. Maybe like 85% of the league is not thinking like Kobe. That's just a fact. No, not very few niggas want it as much as Kobe does. That's fact. Kobe wants to be there, and he showed it through his work. Most people don't do that. Because
most people also don't show it through social media.
Nigga, we're being on. The league is. I personally don't feel like the people in the league now are not as good as people in the league back then. That's just me. In terms of,
I feel like also part of that is maybe just nostalgia. Some of that is just the talent in the NBA in general has gone up. So a 27-point per game guy in 2013, 2012 is gonna be looked at crazy versus a player now. Like, there's other stuff that factors into just a player's being better. There's a reason why players are better now.
Yeah, but also the game I feel is a lot easier now as well. So there's that too.
For offense, yeah. I would say in some aspects it's easier, some aspects it's harder. Like it's harder. I feel like it's harder to play defense now than it is then because you can get to. Yes. Harden, he was doing the thing where you would just grab your arm and you would do this and you would get free throws. They had to guard him behind the back like this. Like it's just,
Regardless, either way, much harder to play defense in this league, but it's much easier to play offense in the league. Much easier by far. But I don't know. There's just different aspects. Like not everybody comes into once you get into the league. I feel like a lot of people come in with a mindset switch that tells you I made it, I'm here. Okay, I don't have to go as hard anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because your time in college, you're fighting to get to that to that next level, to that next stage. Because nothing is said and done until it's printed in your contract. That's it.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying it's for sure the NBA is better quality because you actually have players that come in and say, okay, I need to do more, and then they come out there and perform. As to college, you're just playing to get into the NBA, but when you get to the NBA, you have to stay there because that's your life. You devoted years.
And that's where the money really comes in the NBA.
players coming to the league and staying in the league.
I'll say this.
And our,
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly, because
It's
they're not
hard. It's
losers.
hard.
They
But I'm
have to
saying
play
this. You're
high
acting like. I remember DeAndre Ayton. He had a quote come out where it's like, winning, getting my second contract is like I made like I'm like he felt like he was kind of he really was like I really did this like kind of how you're saying like you're kind of just uh self fulfilling like they already kind of did everything. It's kind of like I feel like I'm not explaining it right, but some players are like that, and some players are like, all right, that's it. Let me do more. I want more. I want more. I want more. Some players are really hungry for it, and some of it is just opportunity. Some of it is how good they are. Some of it is, you know, because we're paying you. You're on a minimum contract. You're a really good player, but the guy we're paying 15 million is at the same level. So we're just gonna have him play, and you're gonna sit on the bench. There's other stuff that plays into it, but the quality, I would say, of the NBA is just better than college. I mean, there's just everything is more different types of stuff. Like I was saying, Curry, you have a player like Curry, and then a player like Giannis can play on the sec. In the college, I don't think a player like Curry or a player like Giannis could really get that type of okay, you're gonna be able to do this, this, and this, and then not really have to. You're gonna still be viewed as the best player. You're gonna get all the. Everyone's gonna look to you. You know what I'm saying? Like a player like Giannis is not just gonna be able to just do whatever he wants. Like he kind of can do now.
I see. I mean, to each their own. It's a very interesting discussion.
All right, but Nate, what's your final question? And then we're gonna wrap this up. But before you actually give your question, we talk about some questions right now. Drop your hot take in the comments. We want to do a thing where we react to comments, react to hot takes every episode, but we don't really got any comments right now. But drop a comment and then we'll react to it. It's almost a guarantee that you're gonna be in the video. So, you know. But with that, now you ready? You got your question?
Yeah. So my original question changed just because of the conversation we just had, honestly. But so what makes like earlier you were saying there's different factors that make a player better now than back then, and so what do you guys think changed?
First, I think spacing, yeah. Due to that, like the Warriors, they kind of changed a lot of stuff. I think the NBA is just a copycat league. I mean, that's what they've been. That's a nickname NBA is just a copycat league where people want to be able to be like the Warriors. Oh, we have our guy that's going to be this, that, and the third. Other stuff like just the defense. It's harder to play defense now than it is back then, just due to the rules and other stuff. Like even in 2021 when they're trying to stop the foul like baiting, they still had foul baiting later in that season, and now they fixed it a little bit with the flopping fouls and stuff. But it's still, what's it called? And another thing is the NBA needs expansion because there's too much talent compacted onto all these teams. A bunch of guys just aren't able to really flourish. So it makes like you making an all-star game now is much more a center making an all-star game now is different than a center making an all-star game in 2015, 2016 where DeAndre Jordan was first team All-NBA. Like it's just I mean, you get what I'm trying to say? It's like it's just the talent and the rule sets have kind of just changed.
I agree. My take on this is spacing and style of play. I just feel like that overall has kind of just changed the league from what it once was. Um, 3-pointers are cool, but like it's not everything, in my opinion. And I feel like that's what runs the league today. It's not the game should not be played to a point where if you don't get up enough threes, you lose the game. You could play well and not get up enough threes and lose the game because you did not put up enough threes. Like I just don't think that's how basketball should be played personally.
And I think another part about it too is just the statistic amount, like the statistic part where players like, okay, you can hit a mid range, and that mid range is nice, but that's not as if you just go to the foul line, if you go dunk it, or if you go hit a three, that's more consistent points. Like that's a better shot to take. So go take those instead of taking some long twos that, go take that three. That's another thing I think. But continue.
Yeah, I just feel like there's that. I mean, the mentality of the players is also a big thing. I feel like that has dropped through the years. And I mean, I really think the same thing.
All right, first, I'd like to add number one is it's changed because everyone's gotten better. Everybody's actually everybody. The game has expanded. Maybe not like Nate was saying. There's too many star players on one team or whatever. But I'm saying everybody's adjusted, bro. Like there's centers that can shoot threes. There's centers like Jokic that are. There's now centers that are the best players on their team. So it's just that's one. I feel like another thing is everybody can shoot. Like if you can't shoot, you're definitely amazing at another thing. Like one person I can say hasn't showcased or hasn't showed that he can shoot. I feel like he still can shoot, but he just doesn't. Don't even cook me. Ben Simmons. We've seen. I promise you, we've seen him shoot. Like he knows how to shoot the ball. It's just the whole confidence thing that I feel like that's getting in his way. But Ben Simmons is a great defender. That's the ball. He could play 1 through 5. I mean, I think he could play 1 through 5 and guard 1 through 5. He's done that on the Nets so far with Claxton out. I'm saying there's just the whole league is just versatile, and all these players are getting taller and doing. Like KD used to get praised for his 7 foot being able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
These people are only a couple shorter than him, still doing what he does. Jason Tatum, and then Ingram, now Wemby, like bro.
As Reed.
Chet Holmgren, another player too.
Exactly. All these players, like the league is getting taller with the same with developing skills. So it's just like, what can you do? That's why I feel like it got better. Also, anyone can score the ball, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you, like there's players that just know how to score the ball but don't because that's not what they're told to do. But if they wanted to, they can score. They're still in the NBA, So that's why I feel like the league is just so much more different, and it looks easier for people because now you got these people averaging 30 points. 2015, 2013, ain't nobody averaging 30 points.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
Like 1 or 2 people averaging 30 at best in 2016, 2015, around that range.
Exactly. In 2013, whatever, all those times, if you average 30 points, you were a scoring champ. Now you got to average
35, 34, 33.
35, 33, bro.
To be like guaranteed, like you're gonna get it without a doubt. Like, it's. I'm thinking like just later in the line, when we look back, we're just gonna view this generation, like this era, cause the NBA has so much talent in it and it needs to expand. Like, it's kind of hurting the legacy of Giannis and Jokic and the Lukas, where it's like, so because you're playing against such good players, you're playing way better players in the first round and the second round in the conference finals than somebody in 2012 did when they played against the first round, second round conference finals. Like, a bunch of teams in the league right now, I mean, a bunch of teams in the West, there's like 11 teams I could say can make the playoffs. But that's not how the playoffs work. Only 8 teams are going to make it. One of them is going to miss the playoffs entirely and the play-in, It's just, I don't know. The league is very interesting right now. It's in a very interesting spot. And I think, I've said it multiple times right now, I can't wait for the league to expand. I think that's really the thing that's going to help them. But
I agree.
Mm-hmm. But that's it for the episode. Which y'all any closing thoughts or just sign it off?
Oh man.
Hey man, Suns game started. Let's wrap it up.
But Bradley Beal, best player in the league. That's we gonna close it off with, huh, Mama?
Hell no.
Jokic, do the Jokic jump shot to finish it off.